Yeah, it was definitely hard. There was a large period of time where we're like, I don't know if we can do this. This may not just work.
It just doesn't work.
With the mechanics of Titanfall, you can't be like, well, let's just get rid of that Titan. Or, nope, no wall running and double jumping.
Respawn Entertainment is bringing its Kinetic franchise back this October with Titanfall 2, the successor to the game that spawned a new era of multiplayer shooters focused on fluid player movement. And while the sequel is adding the expected fare, like new Titan and pilot classes, it's also branching into a new area for Respawn entirely, a single-player campaign.
Okay, so when we started Titanfall 2, it was not a foregone conclusion, like, oh, well, you just got to add single player. That checkbox has to be done. We took a long, hard look at what did we want to do as a studio.
Judging by a recent single-player demo at Respawn's headquarters, the studio is embracing the challenge of adopting the Titanfall formula for a single-player experience. The parkour system remains, as does the interplay between pilot and Titan combat. In fact, Respawn is embracing its roots so much that the campaign's very level design is tailored around the franchise's signature style. Titanfall 2 director Steve Fukuda said this is intentional. The studio wants to do something new without completely shirking what made Titanfall unique to begin with.
The way we worked on Titanfall 2 is very interesting because we worked on it quite bottom-up, where we sort of started with what is the essence of Titanfall. Titanfall is essentially two games layered on top of each other, or merged together. One is the pilot mobility game, which is just sliding and wall running and grappling to places. The other game is, of course, manning a Titan and fighting other Titans in the battlefield, and then the two of them converge. That confluence has been it's a very challenging balance to hit.
That is, while many military shooters rely on linear corridors, Titanfall 2's environments are set up like a series of arenas, allowing you to wall run, double jump, and vault up to sniper perches in mini sandbox firefights. There's an arcade-like quality to the missions Respawn showed at the recent preview event, and not just in the single-player level design.
We will have to improvise and adapt if we wish to survive.
There's also a personal quality to the campaign's writing, as it follows rifleman James Cooper into foreign environments, alongside his newfound Titan, BT-7274.
And so we said, what is the essence of this game? Well, that. It is the pilot and the Titan. Okay, let's bring that over to a single-player viewpoint. What does that mean? Well, narratively, if you take a narrative look at it, that seems to suggest that there are two. So there's a buddy. It implies a sort of buddy relationship. Okay, let's look at all kinds of buddy relationships. You got Laurel and Hardy, you have Riggs and Murtaugh, and Lethal Weapon. Basically, you have these buddy stories, and you can look through history of what is a buddy story like.
How long did you serve with Lastimosa?
Captain Lastimosa linked with me 973 days ago.
That's longer than any relationship I've had.
Noted.
Respawn seems to be going for comedy, intimacy, and jargonistic military tropes all at once, and based on the mission we saw, it might be working.
So that all sort of is what fed into inspiring us to do a single player and take how a single player took on that form of, hey, it's about the pilot and the Titan and their relationship fundamentally, both gameplay-wise and narratively and emotionally.
The last feature shown in the demo was also one of the most notable. By jumping into some sort of quick select screen, Cooper switched BT's Titan loadout on the fly. So while he began with the energy-based Ion equipment set, he quickly changed to the Scorch loadout. Respawn has only announced 3 Titan variants so far, but judging by the single-player demo, the campaign will grant access to the same 6 classes as multiplayer. Respawn is stressing that the single-player campaign isn't an afterthought. The studio didn't tack on this to appease fans who demand a single-player experience with their $60 price tag. As numerous members of the studio said, this is the game they always wanted to make. Multiplayer, single-player, boss fights and all.
For us, single player was a chance to expand on this universe that people really did gravitate to in this first game, even though it was multiplayer only. As well as we really want to bring more people to our party, if you will. Like, hey, we're over here having fun, wall running, double jumping, getting into giant robots, blowing stuff up. And there are people who don't want to go online and deal with the stress of the competitive game. And we want to bring them in. We want them to have this kind of fun too. So it was really our goal to expand that audience of people who can enjoy Titanfall.
This is just a first look at Titanfall 2's single-player campaign. Be sure to stay tuned next week for multiplayer impressions, gameplay, and not just a deep look into what Respawn has learned from its previous title, but how it plans to implement it into Titanfall 2. Thanks for watching.